Foreign nationals usually need to apply for a Canadian work permit online before entering the country. However, in some cases, it is possible to apply directly at a Canadian port of entry typically an airport or border crossing, if specific conditions are met. This article explains who can apply for a work permit at a port of entry, which programs this applies to, and who is ineligible under current immigration policies. Who can apply for a work permit at a Canadian port of entry? Foreign nationals may apply at a Canadian port of entry if they meet one of the following conditions. They are visa-exempt and their job is under the International Mobility Program, meaning no labor market impact assessment (LMIA) is required. They are visa-exempt, have a job offer under the Temporary Foreign Worker Program (TFWP), and possess a positive or neutral LMIA at the time of arrival. They are citizens or permanent residents of the United States, Greenland, or Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, regardless of whether the job is under IMP or TFWP. They fall under a work permit category that allows PO applications, though some categories like live-in caregivers or seasonal agricultural workers do not allow this. They hold a valid immigration medical exam (IME) result if required for their job. Who cannot apply at a port of entry? According to IRCC and CBSA policies, the following groups cannot apply for a work permit at a port of entry. Those applying for a post-graduation work permit (PGWP). Foreign nationals who need a temporary resident visa (TRV). Anyone who requires an IME and does not have valid results at entry. Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program applicants. International Experience Canada applicants, unless they are U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Citizens of countries listed under R7.011 who are not TRV exempt. No more flagpoling for work permits. As of December 24, 2024, CBSA no longer allows applications at the border from people who leave Canada and immediately re-enter from the U.S. or Saint-Pierre and Miquelon solely to access immigration services, a practice known as flagpoling. These individuals must now apply from within Canada or through online channels. Special cases that may still apply at the border. Even inside Canada, some individuals with temporary status may still apply at a PO if they qualify under specific exemptions. U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Professionals and technicians under free trade agreements e.g., CUSMA, Chile, Korea, Panama, Colombia, Peru. Eligible spouses or partners under those agreements. Truck drivers who held a valid work permit before a necessary cross-border trip. Those with pre-scheduled CBSA appointments. What about applicants with a letter of introduction (LOI)? Foreign nationals who receive a letter of introduction after applying from outside Canada must present it at the port of entry. However, those already in Canada who try to re-enter just to present the LOI at the border are no longer eligible to receive services, unless they fall under one of the approved exceptions. What if your work permit has expired while abroad? You may apply at a port of entry only if you are eligible under the listed criteria in R198. You must provide supporting documents showing you meet all the requirements for the work permit category you are applying under. Travel by air and ADA requirements. Even if you are exempt from the TRV requirement, you likely still need an electronic travel authorization (ADA) before boarding your flight to Canada. Always confirm the current travel document requirements before departure. Frequently asked questions. Can I apply for a work permit at the Canada border if I need a visa? No. If you need a temporary resident visa (TRV) to enter Canada, you must apply for your work permit online from outside the country before arrival. What is flagpoling and why is it no longer allowed? Flagpoling refers to leaving Canada and re-entering shortly after to access immigration services at the border. As of December 24, 2024, CBSA no longer accepts work or study permit applications this way. I am a U.S. citizen. Can I apply for a work permit at a Canadian airport? Yes, U.S. citizens may apply for a work permit at a Canadian port of entry if they meet all other eligibility criteria for their specific program. Can I apply at a port of entry if I have a letter of introduction? Yes, if you received your LOI after applying from outside Canada. But if you're already in Canada and try to re-enter just to use your LOI, you will likely be refused unless you qualify under specific exemptions. Do I need an immigration medical exam to apply at the border? Only if it's required for your job. In that case, you must have already completed the exam and show valid results at the port of entry.